if the countdown went on. So okay, so maybe the countdown did start, but hi guys, it's KD and welcome to Curated by KD. I feel like I haven't been on YouTube in a while and it's crazy because it's not even a feeling, but it's actually the reality of things. So I decided to come back in this new form of fashion because my life has changed so much. I do owe you guys an update so that we are at least on the same page of what's going on with my life and what's going on with this channel. Because at this point in time, I'm introducing to you KD, not only the entrepreneur, but the graphic designer. So I'm like, I don't know if I want to call myself a graphic artist or a graphic design artist or what, but this is essentially where we're at. With we are a graphic designer, and being that I work from home now and I work for myself, by myself, on my own things, I needed a way to take you guys on that journey with me, and I figured this would be the best way to do it. So I just want to kind of say hello, and I hope you enjoy where we're going with this. I am going to take you on a journey of designing my brand, any other brands, doing some mock ups just for practice and progress of designing for brands. If you'd like me to design for your brand, let me know. Hit me up. Everything will be in the description box. And I don't want to ramble too long because I hate videos like that. So enjoy. Just kind of wanted to pop in and let y'all know the thought process of what's going on behind the curation and creation of my logo. So excuse the fact that if you do hear naturing, I am in my outside workspace. So yeah, we stay grounded in nature, and that's just that. But back to the designs. Um, I have essentially what I was hoping to be two logos. Well, yeah, two primary, two secondary. This is what I consider to be both of the primary logos, and this is what I consider to be both of the secondary logos. And this was my submark. Alternatively, this could also be used as a submark if I was going to go with it. I put a poll on my Snapchat and my Instagram. It was kind of like this one, and then this one, and then this one, just to see where people's heads were, just seeing it as, you know, a consumer or someone that hasn't been looking at it as long as I have. And right now the poll is going this way. I'm not certain if it's because of the color or what it is, but whatever the case is, the poll right now is at 100% going this way. I feel like the buy in is too big in this one because I don't feel like buy is the most important aspect of my brand. If anything, it would be the KD, which I like to have in large. But I couldn't really figure out how to get anything around the KD that I like that wasn't your typical circle curated by KD that you see around it. And even this text, it really didn't look too good uh, with the circle around it. And like I said, I just didn't want that, being that I already have, you know, a Pictocon type logo here. So like I said, it seems like we're going this way. So we are going to do the brand going this way. It kind of scares me. No, I don't want to say scares me, but I'm just going to say it is. I don't even want to say unnerving, but it's different to go this way because I definitely thought the poll was going to go this way. I most certainly was in the impression that I was going to go this way, but my brand colors are more this way anyway. So we'll rock with it. So just going back to what our board is going to look like, the essential layout of what it's going to look like. We do have the patterns here with the social media mock-up, the primary logo here, some stickers here, a secondary logo, some paper wrap with the submark over it, business cards, some shipping plus tape mock-ups, and the poly plus stationery mock-up is more than likely what'll be here. I just kind of put poly shipper here, but then when I thought about it, I was like, I do have a poly plus stationery template that I could use to showcase my brand. So we are going to essentially work on making this board from this into filled in. This is the first background that I see for this particular pattern that I created. This pattern is also the stickers for my brand. So in the spot that says stickers, these particular stickers will be what's there. And then for my pattern, this is essentially what is going to be my brand pattern, as it does have my brand here, as well as just some other descriptive detail regarding my brand that I could use. When you're reposting your post to the story, adding your own stickers is always nice instead of using the typical GIFs or whatever. Just go ahead and add in your templates or stickers. So we have the blue one, we have the pink one, we have the purple one, and then there is a darker pink. Yeah, because that is lighter. So these are four backgrounds that I have that will go in those slots. I do have some other just general backgrounds that are similar to this that support my brand, which you'll see in a little bit. But for now, I am just going to save and go, and let's get to it. Hey y'all, it's KD, and I'm now checking in for the voiceover section of this video. I decided that I didn't want to make this a typical design video and tutorial where we're going through a step-by-step process of what I did. And the reason why I'm not doing that in this particular video is because this is a scrap project. I am just showing this for the mere fact of this type of thing happens. I'm not the first person that a scrap project has happened to. I unfortunately won't be the last. It is a part of the process of design and becoming, the best graphic artist or design artist that you like to be. So for the voiceover section, I just wanted to come and kind of have a nice little talk session with y'all, because as I am learning and growing in my designs and artistry and doing what I love, I have come across some things that I figured would be great to share with you. And when I say you, I'm just mean just the world in general, because you see something somewhere, but it doesn't always get to the masses. So it's better to when you find information, share it to others, because everyone may not come across this information that I've come across thus far. Only 30,000 people have come across it, at least what I see in likes, because it could be different in impressions and saves and different like this or whatever. But just looking at the post, yeah, I mean, it's 7 billion people in the world. Who knows how many graphic design artists that there are, or how many, want to become graphic design artists. So wherever you are in the process, it's definitely about, trusting your process. But like I said, I just wanted to come and talk about the gap and why this ended up becoming not only a scrap project, but a project that introduced me to the gap. I realized that I was in the gap. I thought that it was a creative block, because I couldn't figure out how to get out of this, what I now know is gap. I thought it was a block, but it's definitely not a block. It's literally just a gap, and I'm just going to say it. The only way to close the gap is to grow. That's just the bottom line. So I'm going to get into why the post caught my attention because, like I said, it could definitely help you understand how I ended up understanding it. Because when I initially did this project, I had it in mind that I know that the tone of my brand is fun, bold, expressive, happy. That's the tone of Smile Camera, curated by KD. That's just what my brand is. You know, be yourself, be happy, all that kind of good stuff. Be yourself. That's the bottom line. Definitely be yourself. And I've said this before, and I'm not sure if I've said it on YouTube, but I know that I've said it on other platforms. So just saying it here, being that I am now at 31, I saw a post, another post, but this post was just saying that doing what you do at 31 is everything that you wanted to do at 13, without being embarrassed for whatever you're doing. Because you know, when you're a teenager and you start doing things, you know, your peers, you know, may ridicule you or make you feel like, you know, things are not cool. I especially was, you know, a nerd, but especially in my adult years, I have enjoyed being a geekette. I was always on the computer. I made MySpace layouts. I made, you know, CDs. I was on the computer having a good time. That's just what I enjoy doing. That's just, you know, what worked for me. So, especially as being an only child too. So it was just like, yeah, I mean, and the internet wasn't like it was now, because now we can actually see things. And, you know, I mean, not that we didn't have, you know, photos and stuff like that, but I mean, the internet is a whole nother world in itself now, where we have apps and it's gone off of, it's tied to the internet, but it's not like actually on the internet browsers. But that's not what we're here for. So like I said, I've just been into the internet for quite some time. So building this particular brand, I realized it was giving what, you know, teenage me, 20, even 20s, because that's what I call it, 20-year-old me would have liked. I wanted my brand to be welcoming for, because my slogan is, you know, kind of like kids and adults love it too. That's, you know, kind of just like the thing of my brand, you know, kids and adults love it too. So I wanted something that represented that. But the more I did this particular project, I was just like, I was trying to take two brands into one. Like I said, Smile Camera, curated by KD, and curated by KD in itself. I am my hardest client, and that was just a lot, trying to put two brands in one, to the point where I was just like, it's not giving exactly what I wanted to give. Because although it looks very fun, happy, you know, expressive, it is still too childish. That's really the only word that I could really like stamp it with, and why I just did not want that in my 30-year-old brand. And I could always, you know, rebrand again, but I'm rebranding from my initial launch of just doing what I could initially, just, you know, going for it. And now it's definitely time to establish the brand identity. And if I'm going to do all this, I may as well do it right. This was definitely just, it was the trial run. It was getting my feet wet. It was everything that I've learned off of all the videos and, you know, everything that I've seen from other people's tutorials and final results. It was my time to try it. This is where we got. I mean, it will work out for someone else, especially if they are, you know, a startup brand that is a teen or a 20. It will, I mean, like I said, that age me would have loved it. But being in my 30s, I was just like, that's not going to work out for me. It definitely worked in getting my feet wet and learning the tools and the layout and establishing a brand, you know, identity in itself. But just the end result, it just was not what I wanted to represent my brand. So getting into closing the gap, like I said, I saw a post, and the post, the first thing that it says is in bold of why your art sucks. And I will put this link in the description so that you can see this for yourself. And it just stood out to me, why your art sucks, because I have been working on this and I have been thinking about it, and I knew that it was just going to be a hit. When I was looking at it, I was just like, oh, this is a lot. This is not really what I wanted to give. It's okay, but it could be better. and I would like to be better. That's the whole point, to become my best self, to be better. So I knew that I could do better, and that's just what I went for. So again, the post starts off, why your art sucks, and it has an arrow to let you know there's more. You need to keep reading. So it says, you create a piece of art, you step back and realize it's crap. Why? Next slide is, because you're in the gap. That's why. Next slide. When we learn a new skill, we get exposed to a lot of good work. And that's the truth. When we learn a new skill, we get exposed to a lot of good work. Like I said, I've watched other people's tutorials. I've seen final results. I've seen what I've liked and what my brand could look like and what I can make other people's brand look like. And when this particular project didn't look like that, it didn't make me feel good. Like I said, like the post says, you step back, you realize this is crap. For me, like I said, in my 30s, it was just not going to work. And the next slide is, we'll go for it because it has an ellipsis. So it says, when we learn a new skill, we get exposed to a lot of good work and develop good taste. But our taste develops much faster than our skill, which is true. My taste developed, but my skill, I had to step back and realize, like I said, it could be better. There are other things that you could do. And the next slide reads, the time when your skill, and they put don't. Oh, it says skills because this little thing in the way is covering the S for the next slide. The 7 out of 10 symbol is in the way. But it says the time when your skills don't match your taste is called the gap. And it's frustrating. So again, the time when your skills don't match your taste is called the gap. So with knowing that, and knowing that it's frustrating, my taste has gotten better. I want caviar, but I'm giving, I don't even know. I'm like, it's not even synthetic because I'm like, what else do you call food? Like, you want caviar, but you got, I don't know, noodles. Heck, simple as that. But now it's like, what do I do? How do I get the caviar? And the solution, and this is coming from the post, is don't compare yourself with experts in your field, but compare yourself to yesterday. I'm sorry, that's not what it says. But to yesterday. That's not what it says. Lord, what is going on here? We're going to start from the beginning. Don't compare yourself with the experts in your field, but to yourself from yesterday. And the next slide and the last slide says, keep going. So don't compare yourself with the experts in your field, especially with people that have been actually brand designing for deals, gotten major clients, have a portfolio. I can't compare myself to them. I can't even compare myself to artists. And that's one thing that I realize why my skill set will be different from a lot of other graphic designers. When you're a graphic designer that can actually draw in real life, that definitely helps you because that's a different type of creativity that you already have. You can take things from your head, sketch it out, draw it, bring it to life. I tell people I can't even draw a straight line. So me drawing is not really my thing, but I'm able to use typography and tools, typography and tools. I use, the pen tool, the pencil tool to, manipulate text and things like that to, make it your own, or even to use the pen tool to draw, symbols and squiggles for lines and patterns and things like that, or even just using whatever the tool is that you take the line and then manipulate it to have zigzags or curves or whatever the case may be. Like I said, I'm just taking the tools and typography and I'm able to go from there. I'm also utilizing tools that I have shown on Instagram. I did a whole live on the creative side of using presets and illustrations, things like that are basically done for you, and you can just edit them, whether it's changing the colors or, like I said, using different tools to manipulate them. And I will definitely link that in the description because I love it, and that's how I got a lot of this stuff. So I'm definitely, just like I said, I'm trying to close the gap, and this was just a great start. I didn't realize that I was going to get stuck in a gap. I thought I was going to get done with this and loved it. I mean, I did it, but like I said, when I took a step back, I was just like, it could be better. So we'll do another, screen recording of me and making it better, because even with this, I knew I wanted, a font that was fun and funky. I want my brand to be like futuristic. So it is, it has longevity. I want it to be modern. So it's, relative to now. And I also wanted to have some type of, vintage feel to it. Like it's been around for a long time. So I want all of these aspects. And like I said, I'm my hardest client. So it was good that I started with me and my two brands that I merged into one. And yeah, and just going from there. So we're gonna do the actual, what I'm hoping will be, the actual launch of my branding. And I found, even just different text where it kind of, does give that feel. And this is very fun and playful, and I'm such a like grunge goth glam type girl, so that's why I'm like, I wasn't satisfied with this at all. Like I said, it worked, it just wasn't going to work for me and exactly what I have going on. So yeah, make sure you are subscribed, make sure you lock in with me on all my other platforms, especially because when the meta world went down and I'm all on YouTube, like, y'all meta world down too, like it had me in a community tab. So I'm definitely going to come back here more. I've always wanted to come back here more, and God is just like, you need to get back to it. I'm coming back. I'm definitely coming back. There are going to be different things that I'm doing on my channel, because now I'm realizing my niche is life. Okay, life. This is my life. Even though it is lifestyle, and what I may be doing is life. I'm a serial entrepreneur. That's always been my end goal, to be an entrepreneur and philanthropist, live for the Lord and God and in his goodness. And that's just what it's going to be. So we're here. I hope you enjoy it, and definitely stay tuned. Like I said, I have a lot more coming. I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm loving the process, and I'm hoping you enjoy it with me too. I hope I inspire you to do the same thing, because that's another thing that I saw when I was, just watching tutorials on the World Wide Web and things like that. There are very few black designers, graphic design artists, all the like out there. And one of the comments that someone left, whether it was a YouTube video, Instagram post, whatever I was on, and a black individual was like, I'm glad you're doing this, because there are not a lot of us out here. And I think they were just a consumer. It wasn't even like they were a design artist themselves. They're a consumer. They may have a brand. So it's just like, I would rather, and me myself, if their thought process behind it was, I would rather support a black owned business that's doing this than having to go, somewhere else. Why not? So here I am, just doing what I love. And if you love it, or, enjoy things like this, stick around with me, grab your snacks, hang out, and we're gonna rock out and have a good time. For me in this voiceover, I think that's pretty much all I have. I'm kind of like paying attention to the screen to see where I am, and I'm not sure even how long we are into the video with this particular process, because like I said, now I'm just doing the voiceover and I am just talking. But before I go, just in case you all don't read the post itself, I do just want to leave the caption as final thoughts of, like I said, just kind of what inspired this video and this discussion. So it says, one of the most valuable lessons we learned. I mean, because yeah, that's just the first sentence. One of the most valuable lessons we learned. But there's more to it. And I guess they just saying, okay, so yeah, don't compare yourself with experts in the field, but to yourself from yesterday, and keep going. So that's, I guess they just trying to say, that's one of the most valuable lessons we learned. But there's more to it. When we were students, we heard about the concept of the gap, described by Ira Glass. I don't know who that is, and they ain't never teach me about the gap, but I guess if you actually went to design school, that's something that they taught you, and maybe that's something that we need to, look into to become better designers. And it goes on to say that it made perfect sense and explain why we felt our drawings sucked. It helped us for a while,
and we improved. We felt better. The gap was closing, but not for long. Nobody told us that once you close the gap, you will most likely find yourself in another. How? See, and that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I'm hoping that the next one will actually work out. But see, that's why I got to read, because it says you will find yourself in another gap. So it says when we closed one gap, we got interested in new sketching techniques, found new amazing artists whose work we adored, and our taste shifted once more. We were in a new gap. As long as you stay curious and want to learn new things, life will be a series of gaps, and that's okay. It makes, oh, it says it means you are alive and kicking. Okay, well, I can understand that. So don't stress about the results and fall in love with the process of perpetual learning. And I am a learner, so I figured that's why I'm not a better teacher, because I actually do like learning. I enjoy learning. I love learning new things. I really do believe like you should learn something new every single day, because it ain't no way you know everything. Like it's no way. So it goes on to say the way you will enjoy. Oh well, yeah. Don't stress about the results and fall in love with the process of perpetual learning. This way you will enjoy the fantastic journey. We hope this brought you some solace in whatever gap you are. Share this with others so it might help. And that's exactly why I said I'm going to share it with you, because it may help. Like I said, just me realizing that it's not a creative block and it's literally just a shift because I'm in the creative, gap, and getting to the next step is good. It's your taste is getting better, which means your skills have no choice but to get better, as long as that's what you want for yourself. So that's really all I have to say because I can't, drag it any longer. I still see that there is some time on the clock for this video to, get to the end. So that's that. I hope you enjoy it. And at this point, I guess I'm going to turn on some music for y'all and kind of let it ride out. It's all love, baby. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, stay tuned in by subscribing. Give me some like. Leave me some love in the comments. I definitely want, some feedback from y'all. And yeah, that's it for me.
Inside, against the rule of the night for. The night for.